It's gonna record the whole desktop, I believe. Yeah. All right. So today we are going into our next unit. If you are still finishing up Python, you can hand it in whenever you're done. Just don't take too long. All right. Now this showcase, it's meant to create a website to host everything that I have done, so you can showcase to people. See, whatever that you host on repo is kind of a web server that is free. It's not meant for commercial use. It's meant for like student use, so you can test something. It's meant for sharing codes in between developers. So I mean for commercial use, you want to be able to handle maybe 100 visitors at the same time without crashing the website. Repo will not do that, but it will, it would host the website and it runs reasonably well. Okay, so in part A, we're gonna learn some basic HTML tag. Raise your hand that you have played with HTML tags before. HTML. Yeah, Chris, awesome. All right, so HTML is basically underneath the website, like whatever website you end up to be. And in a browser, say Chrome, for instance, Daniel and Chancel, please attention here. Turn your chairs around. I know if you're constantly working on Python, then you don't hear what I'm saying, then you're gonna be lost in this, right? All right, so in a browser in Chrome, you can go more tools. I think we went there before, have we not? Maybe not. In developer tool, it's gonna show you this panel. And this is kind of magic panel that shows everything happen underneath. Aaron, you want to pay attention? Yes, put your phone away. You have different tabs on the top. You have element tab, you have console tab. We're gonna go to all this. These are very useful. Console tab is like the tab that we have in Python where you can have a conversation with the computer. You can type in programs to test. This is the equivalent of that. There is a programming language that is running underneath any website. Any website that you see is made of 3 different languages. It's made of HTML, which provide you with the content of the website. HTML looks like this. HTML looks like this. All right. I could expand all this. It has a feature to recursively expand it. Right, so this is everything expanded. So everything you see on this website, this is HTML. So computer basically see this. It renders into this format for you to see. Okay, so for us, for this lesson, I'm gonna show you how to do some of this to build a website the old-fashioned way. Okay, we're not gonna make nothing fancy in nature, but this will help you understand how HTML works and how to make a basic website from scratch. Okay, when we get into. All right, we're gonna be using an IDE. It's called Visual Studio Code. If you're at home, you can follow this link to install it. It's free. Here at school, we have it installed. So go to the Launchpad and search for Visual, VIS. There we go, Visual Studio Code. That's the application we're going to use. And try to dock it so that you don't have to look for it next time. We want to create a folder so that it saves our files into. So you can leave it on the desktop, it's fine. So I can say, previously, I create a folder for the Python assignment. I'm gonna create another folder. Let me see. Click on anywhere. So new folder. I could call it show IT level 1 showcase. Doesn't really matter what you call it as long as it makes sense. I would dock it to favorites so it's easier to find. All right. IT level 1 showcase. Currently it's empty, but when you have OBS running, you can navigate yourself to there. So go File, Open Folder. And again, if I have it docked here, it's going to be under Favorite, Level 1 Showcase, Open. So what happens in here? I don't need helper. Just go Cancel. Yes, trust this. Yes, trust author. There we go. So I'm seeing the content in this folder right here. It's currently empty, right? If I want to create a new files here, it's going to show up either way. So I'm going to create, say, a file here. I can call it test.html, and that file show up here as well. All right, so I could create files here, and I know that whatever I do, it's going to happen inside this folder so that the material is not scattered here and there. And if we want to upload to repo, here's everything that I have. All right. So again, create a folder, navigate to the folder, then you can create your first HTML. So in this case, we're going to call it news.html since that's what it's called, news.html. So when you create this HTML file, to start with, notice that it's empty. However, you got to be careful of something. So if you're not paying attention, if I accidentally type without the .html, say if I go news and I hit enter, right? Notice this icon is different, right? So I need to have this file have this icon says less than and greater than. If I later want to add .html, let's say I'm going to call it news1.html. If it shows this less than and greater than, excellent, I can use it. If not, you create a file again, okay? So anyways, I'm going to delete this extra copy. Toss to trash. All right, so I have some text to this news that it's from CNN. And I'm going to copy everything here, okay? So the best way to select things on the screen is really not to just use the mouse, because you would be like going over, oh, where am I right now, right? The best way is to use mouse just to select the first few words like that, and then use the scroller, this wheel to go down to wherever it stops, and then hold on to Shift, click where it ends, boom, it selects everything in between. Okay, that's much better way to select. Then you could copy this and paste over in your .html. All right, so that's an HTML file. I could collapse this side of the panel so I don't see it. Notice that each line, it's like going over, it's like running forever, and my screen is not even that wide. So make sure you do this. Again, if you're not paying attention, go View, and there's Word Wrap. Okay, wrap it. And therefore, notice that my first line, my second line is empty, my third line is quite long, but then it kind of wraps around. So I can see all the content, no matter how I resize this. Awesome. Okay, be sure you know how to turn that on. So I'm gonna save this. Notice that whenever I make change to this file, this application is being really nice to remind me that this file has not saved. It's this little circle here. Do you see the circle over there? The black circle. If I were to save it, notice that we are working with a file that is on your computer. It's not on the cloud. It's not Google Doc. It does not auto-save. You have to save it, right? So be sure I would always use the short key, which is to save. It's Command S, okay? So Command S, Control S to save it. Now that it's saved, the circle disappears. You see that? If I were to make more changes, say if I were to add one more space here, the circle appear again. Means that there is some change that you may want to save it, so save it, okay? Now, this is my HTML file. That's the equivalent of, of that side, okay? Although I have not put any tags in there, it's still an HTML file. I will try to view this. So in order to view this, you can just drag and drop onto a browser. Look, this is how you do it. Cancel. Can you pay attention? Yeah. Okay, so if I don't want this tab, I can put on top of that. Then it's gonna load my HTML page. If I want to show this in a new tab, I can do this instead. Okay. going to show on the new tab. All right, so I have all the text. Obviously, that's not what I want to see. All the texts are jumbled together, okay? So what happens in HTML is, although you see this in different lines, it's not going to show in different lines unless you use a tag to tell it to go to different line. Okay, let me show you some basic HTML tags. So HTML work with tags. All the tags have a greater, smaller than and less than, and the name of the tag tells it what to do. So there's something called BR tag, BR for break. So if I put BR there, I would get a line break in between. So I have saved that, and I go to here, refresh it. Do you see a line break in between? After stuck, there's a line break. Okay. If I want more line break, I can put 2 line breaks. Save it, refresh it, boom, 2 line breaks. Okay. So first thing, so I could use BR to give me more space. If I want lots of space, I can put like that. Then I have lots of space. Depends on what I'm doing. Okay. So that's your first tag that you're learning. There's more tags coming. So notice in this, I have different paragraphs. I have this being boldface. I'll show you how to boldface this. You see, HTML is not really a programming language, so it doesn't have those Python function and loop and anything like that. All it has to do, it's kind of a Word application where you can decide to change format and paragraph and content. It's really not that complex. So today we're going to cover, let me go over this first. I'll show you how to link a picture. I will show you how to link audio file. I would show you to put a title tag, body tag, head tag. Okay. So this is not a standard HTML. Standard HTML needs to have the HTML tag, okay? And HTML tag, you see, HTML like to see it as a person, where there's a head and there's a body. Okay, so you can imagine HTML in a picture looks like this. That's it. Just like a Russian doll with a head and a body. No leg, no arm, no leg, no hair, no eyebrows, just head and body. That's how HTML looks like. Okay. In code, this is how you. So each ID. Aaron, are you asleep? Are you awake? Okay. Make sure you pay attention. So with each IDE, there are different IDEs that you can use. There are IDEs short for integrated development environment. There are different ones. Visual Studio Code, it's one that has a lot of features, community supports, and it's free. So you can download this at home. A feature with Visual Studio Code, it's called Emmet. That is to say, there are some code snippet that is there that you can use it right away. One of it is it's exclamation mark. If you go exclamation mark, okay, you see Emmet abbreviation means that there's a piece of code hidden with that. So if I were to hit enter with that, okay, it gives me a basic HTML structure, okay, without having to type all this tag, okay? So this is most likely you're going to start your HTML page with, okay? So load this. All this tag has different uses, right? There is, first of all, notice that a lot of this tag come in pair. You see, when I have this HTML selected, do you see that another tag is also highlighted towards the end? Should I make this bigger? Make a difference? Right. See, there is a tag that is highlighted at the end. So it's kind of the start and the end. Okay. In between is the whole HTML. Okay. This is to declare to the system that this is a HTML document type. This is a HTML tag that says this is the beginning and the end of the HTML document. A lot of times you have something called attributes, right? So a tag would come with attributes saying that I'm using English as a language. And that's your head part. You see that? Start and end of head. And there's the body part. There's a start and end of body. So notice how the start tag is different from the end tag. In what way? So first of all, it all spells the same. It's all HTML and HTML. The end version has this / to it. You see that? There's a /, right? So you have HTML start and end, head start and end, and the body start and end, right? If you're going to put any code in there, okay, if you're going to add any content in there, please only put it either inside head or inside the body. Okay, so again, if I want to add more code, either move the cursor here and then I can add more code here, like here. That would be inside head. Okay, or I can put more code inside the body that is in between the body tag, like here. Okay, never put things in between body and head because there's no next section. Okay, don't put things anywhere else, right? Either inside head or inside the body that is in between. Are we good? We're good. Now, although this will not give me any error, but this is not what should be done. I'm gonna copy everything that I have, all the text that I copy and paste in. I'm gonna move them inside the body. So if you want anything to show, it should be in the body. The content in head, it does something else, right? So whatever, see this web page, besides what you see in this area, there is also, you see this tab? See the tab? The tab also have text to it, right? In order for that to change, okay, so this is news HTML. Right now it says news HTML on the top, but if I want to change what it says here, it all really comes down to, oh, if I were to save this first, okay, if I were to save this and to load it, it says document, okay? That word's coming from here, title tag, right? If I want to say news about Suez Canal, okay, I can definitely do that, save that, and this title would change, news about Suez Canal. Right? So whatever you do in the head, it's not going to show in between. I mean, it's not going to show in the content area. Okay, whatever you want to show in the content area has to go in between the body. Are we clear? Now moving on. So there is paragraph tag. Paragraph tag, you could type this, less than paragraph, close, and then it will automatically add the end tag too, and then you can move this to here. That's one way of doing it, okay? But a better way is use emmet, right? So we know a paragraph tag. I'm gonna write all the tag that we use here. Paragraph tag, it comes in pair. So with emmet, all I have to do is type the name of the tag. So I can just go P for paragraph and hit enter. Okay, that's it. Okay, it types all the smaller than and the greater than for me. And then I could insert this to here. And I can save this. The paragraph will have its own, it looks like its own paragraph. Okay. Could I quickly pause here and then you guys go catch up to where I am right now? Okay. I'll probably pause the recording or something. Can I pause recording? Pause recording. I can just stop. It's no pause.